Hey, it's Courtney
And Steve.
from Serious Keto, and today we are going to be reviewing 16 non-sugar sweeteners.
But before we do that, if you enjoy low-carb cooking videos, product and ingredient reviews,
Like this one,
as well as lessons learned from my experiences with the ketogenic lifestyle and intermittent fasting, what should they do?
click the subscribe button and click that bell to turn on notifications.
Right on. So, as we've indicated in some other videos that we've had Courtney in, Courtney is a sugar fan.
Yes.
Kind of has been for, all 18 years.
Yep.
So I felt she would be the perfect person to help out as we do a comprehensive look at various non-sugar sweeteners. We're going to start with erythritol. This is, I think, from Anthony's. So we'll give that a whirl.
So this one's one that has more of that cooling taste to it, I think. And it also, from my experience of looking at a few keto things, is kind of one of the common keto sweeteners that people will use in recipes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why,
I don't
because
know either.
while it does have the consistency of sugar, I truly don't pick up any sweetness at all. I just get that sort of cooling,
Yeah.
like sugar-free gum
Yeah.
type of feel.
Yeah.
So erythritol, we're not going to call one of our favorites. And then we have Truvia, which has erythritol and stevia leaf extract, as well as natural flavors. You don't like that. You don't like the taste of stevia in general.
I don't like stevia at all. It's just such a fake sweet.
This is definitely more sweet. I kind of like this, but it totally has that stevia sort of tail end taste that I don't know what it's like licorice or.
Yeah, maybe.
I kind of like this. So you don't.
Not at all.
I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna put this. If we had two piles, this would be the happy pile.
That would still be the sad pile for me.
Now then, this one kind of surprised me. I'd included this in my candied pecans recipe, which I'll link to up there. When I purchased this at Costco, all I saw is monk fruit sweetener. And then down here, it kind of blends right in. They don't really make it very pronounced. It says with erythritol. Now, like when you see the credits at a movie and it says like with some actor or actress, usually they have a small part. That's why they're not getting the big monk fruit sweetener billing. Well, look at this. The number one ingredient is erythritol. And then monk fruit extract. Okay, maybe at the very end, there's like a little sweet aftertaste. But I think on the front end, it's even got a stronger cooling sensation than that straight up erythritol.
I think it tastes like the erythritol or whatever, but a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
Still not a fan.
Now this next blend says monk fruit stevia allulose. In terms of the ingredient order, it goes erythritol, allulose, stevia extract, monk fruit extract. So it's bringing quite a combination of things here. Maybe before we do this, we should actually try straight allulose and see what we think of that.
Okay.
So here, 100% pure allulose.
I don't really have any complaints.
Yeah, but it doesn't really taste sweet. It doesn't have a bad taste. It doesn't have the cooling of erythritol.
Yeah.
If there is some sweetness, it's a very, very mild sweetness on this. So now, back to our blend.
Right when it touches my tongue, it's just like stevia.
Yeah.
Chemical. I mean, that's what it tastes like. It's so not good.
Yeah, this brings a lot of stevia right up front.
Yeah.
It's not like aftertaste stevia. This is like very, very stevia forward. I first tasted xylitol, oh my goodness, probably 15, 20 years ago. And I had purchased some Baskin-Robbins grasshopper ice cream candies that were sugar-free. And it had xylitol, and I had about 3 of these candies in a row and then had to beat a fast path to the bathroom. If you think about that scene in Iron Giant when Hogarth puts the X-Lax in that agent's ice cream sundae, and he's like, "Gurr, gurr, 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 gurr." That was me.
I've never seen that movie.
You haven't seen Iron Giant?
No. Sure is crunchy.
Yes.
Doesn't taste like much.
There's some sweetness on the end, and I would say if we were talking just purely on flavor, I would take this over the erythritol.
Yeah.
But, you know, it does cause a lot of gastrointestinal distress for people, me included. So, we'll see.
Well, for that reason alone, I think it's a don't buy if it's going to make you not feel good.
All right, we're going to get a couple of the stevias out of the way. I know you're not happy about this. Now, one thing to be aware of, stevia in the raw does contain maltodextrin, which is not exactly keto friendly.
It's horrible.
Oh yeah. That's if sadness had a flavor.
That's so bad.
That's what that is. This is just gonna go,
In the garbage can. Oh my gosh.
I need a palate cleanse after that. Now we have 100% pure organic stevia. Now this is not gonna take very much, I suspect.
So bad.
Wow. I mean, I like stevia drops, like those liquid stevia drops.
I touched my tongue to it and it was just like
Boy,
exploded.
yeah, I mean, that hits you hard and not in a good way. I mean, I guess some people like that taste. I mean, there was no even sweet payoff to it. It was just like the aftertaste, but at the front and in the middle and in the end.
It's bad. It's bad.
We have another blend. These are the Whole Earth packets. We've got erythritol, stevia leaf extract, natural flavor, monk fruit extract. Fairly big crystals on this.
Yeah. It's like crumbled styrofoam.
This one also crunchy. The flavor reminds me of the way a box of fish sticks smells.
I was gonna say it kind of tastes like powdered sugar a little bit.
I'm gonna have a little bit more, just because I hate my tongue, I guess. Truly, there is something about that taste that reminds me of if you were, for whatever reason, eating a cardboard box. Not a fan. Get ready for the internet backlash, as we have some Splenda.
Where's the internet
Well,
backlash?
First off, there are a lot of sucralose haters out there. And, you know, they probably have their reason. I try and really limit my intake of Splenda, but just for the sake of being a completionist, we're going to have a little bit of this. Also, when you get sucralose, Splenda, in a package, it does also have maltodextrin to keep the crystals from caking together.
This looks like the last thing. It sure is sweet.
Yes, this is like the first thing we've tasted that actually tastes sweet. And, you know, it's unfortunate that it's a product that's sort of surrounded with controversy in the diet and health communities, because something like this, you know, if I were making homemade yogurt and put this in as a sweetener, I think it would work. But in general, it's going to be something that I use rarely, if at all. After getting the Lakanto and finding out that that's predominantly erythritol, I ordered some pure monk fruit. So the only ingredients in this are, and I hope I get the pronunciation right, Lohangao monk fruit extract.
I think this will be good.
Kind of an unusual smell, and the color is sort of a, I don't know, what'd you call that? Not quite amber.
Weird smell. same color as like a little darker than maca powder.
Yeah, it's kind of like malted milk, like vanilla malted milk powder.
Oh.
That is really unusual.
When you taste it, it tastes warm and it.
Yeah,
What is that aftertaste? It's like just old breath,
or like something like
plastic.
plasticky, yeah, or like a rubber gasket or something.
Oh.
It
Like
tastes the way rubber smells when it's on fire.
Like rubber cement, kind of.
Now, I know you're just supposed to use a tiny bit of monk fruit, and I don't know if this were diluted with something, if it were better, but yeah, I feel like I just ate, you know, a burning tire.
Yeah. Yep. That's what my mouth tastes like.
And I don't know that I'm even going to be able to give the rest of these a fair shake, just because I can't
Get this taste
get
out
this
of
monk fruit taste out of my mouth. Let's go through the Swerves. We have the Swerve confectioners.
confectioners.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of just confectioner sugar ever, but I think that this comes very close in terms of texture, and I find that the taste on this is not as displeasing to me as some of the other erythritols.
It's not as sweet. Yeah.
But I think in something like a frosting, this might work.
That would work. That'd work for sure.
Next, we have the straight up Swerve granular. So there must be something in the Swerve that lessens that cooling effect, because I don't get that as much.
No. But it's still there.
But in terms of the erythritols that we've had, I kind of think that the Swerve is my favorite. So this is the Swerve brown. And I love brown sugar.
Yes. Brown sugar is better than white sugar. So this should be good.
I don't know. You might want to lower your expectations a little. Texturally, it does a pretty good job. Flavor, it just reminds me of a plain graham cracker.
It tastes like a graham cracker.
It doesn't really taste like brown
No,
sugar.
it doesn't. That's exact. I knew it tasted like something. It tastes like a graham cracker.
But that means I may be able to create a keto graham cracker if I'm using something like this.
Sukrin Gold. This is what I use in my mug cakes.
I'll let you say first what you think.
I mean, I think it's better than the Swerve, but it still doesn't have as much of a brown sugar taste.
No, but
I like it the best.
I think you get, like right at the very front end, you get the brown sugar taste. And then after that, it kind of goes away.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if, blending those two together might yield something interesting.
Probably would.
And lastly, we have BochaSweet, which is made from
Kabocha extract, and kabocha is considered a superfood in the Japanese diet.
I did not know that.
Well, I just learned it right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess if I had my reading glasses on, I could have known that too. It's not enormously sweet, but it also, there's nothing I dislike about it. There's no sort of weird mouthfeel. There's no sort of weird flavor. No crazy aftertaste.
I think 1, 2, 3 combination. Swerve brown sugar, Sukrin Gold, BochaSweet.
You want to do that?
I think that's the best.
You want to do that right now?
I'd-
In the name of science?
Oh.
All right. A little baby spoon of each. I'm going to take a decent sized bite, so I'm sure to get all of them. So this is the Sukrin, Swerve Brown, and BochaSweet blend.
Yep. I think it's perfect.
That is a pretty good combination right there. Like, I could totally see using that in a baking recipe.
Yeah.
Because you get that Sukrin on the front end, You get the Swerve sort of at the tail end, as right as it's sort of leaving your mouth. You get that, graham cracker, maybe slightly molasses taste. and then you get a very pleasant sweetness out of the BochaSweet.
Yep.
We may have just invented something. So if you have done a blend of sweeteners that you find is especially good and would like to share it with the rest of the serious keto community, please post it down in the notes below. Now, I also know that most people just aren't going to be eating sweetener straight up.
Probably nobody.
So this may have not been an entirely fair taste because I'm sure some of these probably change a little bit when you're baking with them or adding them to liquid or some full-fat yogurt or something like that. So if you have experiences with that and would like to share them, if you find that somehow some of these get a lot better or worse in baking or anything like that, share it down in the comments. But I think for right now, we would probably agree that the top tasting sweeteners in this were the Swerve line, especially the brown sugar,
Yeah.
and the Sukrin Gold, and the BochaSweet.
Yes. Yes. What I think would be an interesting test for all the non-sugar sweeteners would be to do a quick mug cake with all of them. Oh. Taste test, see how they all bake instead of making a whole shebang thing.
Sure. Well, or some sort of a sweet chaffle.
Yeah. If you want to do the chaffle.
I kind of have a reputation for chaffles these days. But, so maybe we'll have a follow-up video in another week or so where we'll try out a couple of these, see how they work in terms of a mug cake or a chaffle or just blending with some full-fat yogurt. What do we say at the end?
See you next time.
That is not correct. We say, thanks for watching.